Yesterday, rapper Nipsey Hussel was murdered in front of his business in Los Angeles. Now, your Nipsey Hussel was a rapper. He was 33 years old and he was in the prime of his life. And what was really troubling was the fact that this young man in the prime of his life was murdered in front of his business. And this young man, Nipsey Hussel, was trying to do the right thing by people in his community, but the people in his community didn't want to do right by him. And this is sadly the par for the course when it comes down to the overall black community. The people who want to do right in the community wind up losing their lives, while Pookie and Ray Ray go on to live another day. These crab-in-a-bucket Negroes, they take the lives of our best and brightest, and that's why our communities just can't grow. Because what your Nipsey Hussel was trying to do for the black community was he was trying to improve the quality of life for people in the community. And he did that by having, one, that black-owned business in the community many people say that we desperately need. And he preached concepts like group economics, things that many of your pro-blacks talk about. Here was your Nipsey Hussel making efforts to do these things in the community and present the model for how to do them in the community. So your Nipsey Hussel was showing an active model and example of black manhood and showing how a responsible black man is supposed to be a part of the community, creating that black-owned business as a foundation towards building a stronger black community and making concentrated efforts towards continuing to build that strong black community. So we have a young man making those efforts at a young age, at 33. And this young man, what does he get from the black community? He winds up being taken down by one of these crab-in-a-bucket Negroes who see a black man coming up, see a black man making positive change, and because these people don't want to make any changes in their lives and want to remain codependent on white supremacy, that's why they snuffed this man's life out, shooting him in his own store. Basically showing this man the ultimate form of disrespect, because when you kill a man inside of his own business, that is an expression of complete contempt. Now, your Nipsey Hussel, I believe, knew that he was going to die because in a tweet he said he has so many enemies. And I know that to be true because when it comes down to black men who are trying to do positive things out here, you are oftentimes seen as the enemy. You are oftentimes seen as a threat. You are oftentimes seen as a danger to others. And because you are seen as a danger to others, that's why a black man who is trying to do positive things in his community has so many enemies, because oftentimes many of these Negroes out here, your Pookies, your Ray Rays, your Shakishas, and your Hood Rats, and your baby mamas, they are so codependent on white supremacy to get their needs met. They see any black man, especially a heterosexual black man, talking about black empowerment as an enemy. And because they see a heterosexual black man talking about black empowerment as their enemy, that's why they want to cut him down, because they get their needs met by the white supremacist welfare state. They get their needs met by white supremacy's economy, and they'd rather have crumbs from the master's table than go out here and do like your Nipsey Hussel was doing and make their own cakes and have their own recipe for success. And what's even sadder about this is most people don't appreciate what a Nipsey Hussel does for your community, because again, as a guy who had his success as a rapper, he was looking to give back to his community, something that your Jay-Z's and many of your other so-called gangster rappers would never make the effort to do it. At least he was willing to come back to the very neighborhood he grew up in and lived in to try to give back to those brothers and sisters in the community so that they could get the same economic power that he had. But it seems, again, your Afro-American Negroes, they don't appreciate that sort of effort. So instead of them trying to work with your Nipsey Hussle, they were looking to hustle at his expense, and they were looking for a way to come up by destroying a black man. And this is one of the saddest things about this young man's tragic death. This young man was doing everything that I would have been doing when I was 33, and if I had the resources, because what I'm trying to do now with my own SJS Direct Imprint is the same thing he's trying to do, build a black-owned business in the community. And I'm trying to go out here and do the exact same thing. And I understand why this man sadly lost his life, because people do not value black life, especially the life of a black man, when he's trying to do right by his community. Because sadly, so many black people have been taught this self-hatred where they think they need white validation and white approval in order to be accepted by white people. And they think that this is how you make a black life matter. But the way you make a black life matter truly is the way your Nipsey Hussle lived, not only becoming a successful rapper, but then coming back to the community to try to bring other brothers and sisters up on the same platform that he was standing on, and looking to build up his community into a strong black community where we saw not only himself being successful, but seeing other brothers and sisters be successful, because that's how you build a strong black community. Your Nipsey Hussle had the right mindset, he was in the right place, and he was a model of what a black man is supposed to be. And it's sad to see this brother pass the way that he did, and because it shows that he wasn't the one in the wrong. It shows that the black community is the one in the wrong. It is the place that is dysfunctional, because they would rather have Pookie and Ray Ray live and not have this man in the community where he can go out here and help enrich the lives of others and empower those around him. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your Nipsey Hussle. We lost a great black man yesterday, and I'm hoping that people understand what this man meant to so many, because this man was a role model and a positive example of what black manhood should be, and a role model for other brothers and sisters for the work they need to do. I'm hoping that people pick up on Nipsey Hussle's legacy and not let this man die in vain, and keep his legacy going, because he was on the right track, and all he needed was the support of others, and I'm hoping others go out of their way to support his legacy.